Boom shakalaka. Today's video, following the bullish Bitcoin spot ETF approval, we're going to take a look at some of the best charts and predictions for Bitcoin. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including the most bullish charts I have seen out there, particularly following the long-awaited Bitcoin spot ETF approval. Before we get into it, guys, like the video, it helps out so much. Now, today, fear and greed actually drops down to 71. The extreme greed of the spot ETF approval has dropped back down to regular run-of-the-mill greed. The overall market up 1% today. Bitcoin at 46,077, Ethereum at 2618, BNB at 310, Solana $99, XRP 59 cents, Cardano 58 cents, Avalanche $38, and Dogecoin 8 cents. And Bitcoin is sitting in this wedge between a support and a resistance trend line. Right now, the prices would be between roughly, say like $44,000 and $49,000. And following the bullish news, some are expecting we might see a pretty significant price pump, because if we go all the way back to 2021 after the PayPal news, we saw a pretty steep price jump there. Translate that to where we are right now, that could push Bitcoin past $100,000 potentially if we have the same news. But the first things first, we have to break through this very critical resistance level at $47,000. If we take a look at the 3-month, the 6-month, the 9-month, and the 12-month candles, the bodies of all of these candles line up with $47,000, which as of right now has been pretty strong resistance. Breaking through there would be the next step and possibly the last bit of resistance for Bitcoin, especially when you take a look at where we are based on the cyclical drawdown percent. Right now, at roughly 35%, each time in history Bitcoin reached these levels, it only continued to new all-time highs. So that would suggest we are on the way to a new all-time high, not going back for a mid-cycle top. And even if we take a look at where the Bitcoin trades hands, the prices that happens at, around 1 million Bitcoin were bought between $42,000 and $43,000 and have not been sold yet, making that very strong support walls. So unlikely that Bitcoin price could drop below that $42,000 to $43,000 area, especially when you consider 2025 is going to be a year of acceleration in global liquidity, continuation of the previous years where we've already seen 50% gains in NDX and 100% in Bitcoin. The next year or two should be explosive, a lot more global liquidity, and likely Bitcoin and cryptocurrency prices going up. If we take a look at the Bitcoin Mayer multiple, about to break through the midline, the green line right here to the upside. Each time historically that has happened, we have seen it touch the red line, with the exception of kind of the COVID pandemic there. Right now, the red line, roughly $200,000. So likely a nice continuation upwards. Has also broken the upside of the Gaussian channel. Historically, when this happened, it was straight on to all-time highs. So likely this was 500%, 5,000%, and 12,000% gains. So likely new all-time highs and cycle peak for Bitcoin. Also taking a look at the ROC, rate of change right here, when it flips from red to green, we had a 40x back here in 2016, a 10x here in 2020. What could we have this time? You know, it's likely going up. As a matter of fact, for people who may think it is too late at this moment, it may not yet be too late based on this chart right here. We have the RSI down here on the bottom, flipping into this positive territory like we saw back here in 2013, 2017, and 2020. Also, when the resistance peak top trend line coincides with the parabolic gains trend line, that has historically been rocket territory for Bitcoin. Right now, we're just breaking through that rocket territory for Bitcoin as well. We have the spot ETF approval. We also have the halving coming up and the presidential election. All of these things generally do well for Bitcoin, especially when you consider these longer term rare signals that has only ever flagged once before, when Bitcoin did 100x right afterwards. It's a golden cross of the 21 EMA and 50 SMA. Only happened right back here in 2016 before Bitcoin went on an absolute tear. We're having this signal once again for Bitcoin, likely the super buy indicator. So where could we be headed? Well, right now Bitcoin is in a sideways megaphone right here. The upper bounds of that megaphone, roughly $80,000, which could cause a bit of resistance after that level we were talking about previously at $47,000. But oftentimes we have breakouts to the upside of these bullish megaphone patterns. And the continuation based on the parabola, based upon the trend that Bitcoin is in, well, a lot of things are suggesting $200,000 plus for Bitcoin. When we take a look at a lot of these charts, based on the current trend and the wave cycles, that looks like it's going to be an exceptional couple years for Bitcoin and for cryptocurrencies. And if you enjoyed that video, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.